we are going to look at some attributes of our polynomials, and we can actually determine kind of what our graph is going to look like, especially our end behavior, just looking at some of the information given to us in our polynomial. So even if it's like x to the 25th plus 5x squared, we can get a general idea about what that graph would look like, even though it's a crazy high number. So we're going to be looking at our leading term, and that's the term with the highest degree. So we're going to be looking at two different things with this leading term. We're going to look to see if the degree is even or if it's odd. And then we're also going to be looking at the leading coefficient, which is the number in front of this leading term. We're going to be looking at to see if this number is positive or negative. So let's look at an example and find our leading term before we fill out our chart telling us what this information tells us. So we're looking at our function given, and we're finding the term with the highest degree. So we're looking at our exponents and which one is bigger. Well, 2 is bigger. Remember, this is an imaginary 1, so 2 is bigger than 1. So this whole thing, negative x squared, is our leading term. So we said we are going to be looking at whether the degree is even or odd. So we're looking at our degree of 2 and whether that's even or odd, and our 2 is even. And then we said we're looking at the number in front, whether it's positive or negative. Remember, the number in front here, if there's no number, then it's a 1, and there's a negative sign. So our leading coefficient here is negative 1, and that is negative. Okay, let's look at what this information tells us. So if our degree is even and our number is positive, then our end behavior is going to look something like this. Both ends are going to be pointed up. So an example of this would be y equals x squared. Our degree is even and our number in front is positive. And remember, that graph looks like this, right? And both of our ends are pointing up, just like it tells us it's going to. Okay? If it's even, but the number in front is negative, then our end behavior, both ends are going to be pointed downward. An example of that then would be y equals negative x squared. Again, even, but now this is negative. Remember, that graph looks like that, and both our ends are pointing down. If our degree is odd and the coefficient is positive, then our ends, one is going to be pointed up to the right and the other down to the left. Example of this is y equals x to the third. Our degree is odd and our number in front is positive. So this graph goes like that, and you can see the left side goes down, the right side goes up. If it is odd but negative, then it's going to be the opposite. The left side is going to go up, and the right side is going to go down. So then the example would be y equals negative x to the third. And you guessed it, it's going to be the opposite of that. The left side went up, the right side goes down. So let's look at these examples. What's this end behavior going to look like? We got even, so we're up here, and we got negative. So even negative, our end behavior is going to look like this. Okay, let's look at this other example. Find the one with the highest degree. We got 5, 6, 7. So this is our leading term, negative 4x to the 7th. Our degree is 7, and that is an odd number. And our coefficient is this full number, negative 4, and that is negative. So this time we've got odd, negative. So odd, go to the negative side. This is what our end behavior is going to look like. Left side up, right side down. That is it. Let me know if you have questions about that.